Let us try and think deep, critically about these things that they say, because we must remember that at the end of the day, politicians are also human, just like me and you. They are also human. They make mistakes. They come up with weird ideas. They come up with selfish ideas that only serve them, because they are human. So, just because you are listening to the president there, or you're listening to Jacob Zuma, or you're listening to Julius Malema, you shouldn't think everything that person is saying is correct, or it's going to benefit you or this country. Think for yourself. We need independent thinkers. Think for yourself. Listen and then think for yourself. After you think for yourself, make a decision based on critical thinking.
That once we are in charge, we are going to change the voting system. We are. My thinking at the moment, we might have better ones, and my comrades might have even a bit more better, that when the party is voting, there must be a big drum for MK. MK members must put their things there. If you are in Qatar, I'm not saying you are. We must have your drum there, where Inkatha will vote there. And those things must be counted from there to the basket that is counted on. Nabangi. And then later you take as a to keep a smile. Why can't we do so if we are indeed democratic?
I'm pretty sure uzwele nawe ukuthi uthini Mr. Honorable Jacob Zuma. Now, I always say this ukuthi our politicians here in South Africa love to say things that sound good on the surface. Last week I was talking about Julius Malema, about that thing he said ukuthi businesses should be selling things at different prices just to accommodate different tax brackets. That thing sounds good on the surface, but it's not something that can work economically. You understand? Now it's Jacob Zuma. I'm sure when you listen to something like this, it sounds good on the surface. Good, yeah, it's going to bring fair elections. Elections won't be able to be manipulated. Elections will be fair and straight. It sounds good when you listen to it like this. But when you think about it critically, I'm sure now when you listen to this, you can think about a lot of things that could go wrong with this kind of system. I don't even want to talk about the logistics. How many parties are in the South African ballot paper when we vote? So we should have drums for all of those parties. I don't want to speak about the logistics, but I just want to speak about the safety issue when it comes to this kind of thing. So votes shouldn't be a secret now. Everyone must see, when are you voted for MK? When are you voted for EFF? When are you voted for ANC? Because there's a big drum written ANC there. Tell me if people won't get killed as a result of that thing. Tell me if there aren't people who are going to be seen as betraying certain parties, who are going to get executed because of that thing. This kind of system won't work. This is the 21st century. We are trying and looking forward to voting digitally. Those kinds of innovations. We need presidents who are going to say, we've come up with a way for people to vote at home without having to go and stand queues, voting from the comfort of their homes. And this system is safe, fair, secured like this. Here's the proof. We need the leaders with those kinds of ideas, not leaders who are going to tell us about drums like this in the 21st century. When we are trying to go digital, you want to take us back. As a South African citizens, we should be putting people with fresh ideas in power. People with fresh ideas for the future. People who want to see South Africa developed. People who want to see South Africa living in a digital world. People who actually want to see South Africa progress with ideas that are progressive. not ideas that are taking us back. So please, let us listen closely to our politicians. Let us not just take what they say and just take it like that, with okay, he said this and then this is what we do. Let us try and think deep, critically about these things that they say, because we must remember that at the end of the day, politicians are also human, just like me and you. They are also human. They make mistakes. They come up with weird ideas. They come up with selfish ideas that only serve them, because they are human. So just because you are listening to the president there, or you're listening to Jacob Zuma, or you're listening to Julius Malema, you shouldn't think everything that person is saying is correct, or it's going to benefit you or this country. Think for yourself. We need independent thinkers. Think for yourself. Listen and then think for yourself. After you think for yourself, make a decision based on critical thinking, not on that thing he just said on the surface. You know, I don't have a problem with the MK party. I don't have a problem with Jacob Zuma. The only problem that I have with him is that he had his chance to do all the things that he's talking about. He had his opportunity. What happened? Did he use that opportunity to do these things? No. Why must us as the South African citizens give him a chance again? Why must we listen to anything that Jacob Zuma says? We listened to him for many years. He was running this country for many years. We know how he thinks. We know his capabilities, what he's capable of doing. So everything he says now, I really don't take into account, because he had his chance. And I think the MK party would be better off without Jacob Zuma. I know he's a critical member of the MK party, but if the MK party wants to go forward and become a successful party, I think they should just tell Jacob Zuma to stop talking and just retire. Take care of his farm and just take care of his grandchildren, and let the other leaders in the MK party lead. He can advise here and there, but he shouldn't be in public representing the MK party, because he's pushing ideas like this, ideas that don't make sense. Tell me if I'm wrong. Tell me if I'm wrong. That's the thing about our politicians. They prove this every day when I listen to them. The things that they say. And there's people who always defend them and say, yeah, this is a good idea. There are people now who are saying this drum thing is a good idea. How is this thing a good idea? Just try to think about it realistically in your mind. Picture it. So all voting stations should have drums there, big drums there. All voting stations around South Africa. Is that thing realistic? So our votes shouldn't be private anymore. You know, it's fine. It's fine. Just tell me on the comment section down below whether am I wrong for saying this, or you also agree that we should be listening to Jacob Zuma when he had his chance. We should be listening to ideas like this and actually take ideas like this seriously. Tell me on the comment section down below. But if you just enjoyed this video or you learned something new, please leave a like and subscribe to this channel. I would really appreciate it. My name is Emmanuel and this is Mzansi Versity, the place where we transform lives through knowledge and information. Let's meet again on another video.